$2 billion. That's what it cost to build this. The second most expensive stadium in the world. Home of the Raiders. Host of Super Bowl 58. Billboard's #1 venue in America for concerts. Record-breaking boxing gates. WrestleMania. But FIFA said no to hosting the World Cup here. The field? Too small. And here's what nobody talks about. The Raiders have the worst home record in the entire NFL since this place opened. 68% of fans at games? They're rooting for the other team. $750 million of taxpayer money. $1 billion still owed. Room tax revenue, down 12%. So after 5 years, was building this stadium a huge mistake? Mark Davis waited his entire life for this. His father died dreaming of it. They convinced Las Vegas to bet $750 million in taxpayer money on it. This is the story of the construction worker who cursed this stadium before it even opened. The billionaire casino mogul who got kicked out of the deal. Why a college football game outdrew the Super Bowl. And whether the biggest stadium gamble in Las Vegas history was the biggest mistake. To understand whether this was a mistake, you need to understand what happened in Oakland. The Raiders, one of the NFL's most storied franchises. 3 Super Bowl championships, the silver and black. Just win, baby. But by 2010, the Oakland Coliseum was falling apart. Literally, built in 1966. Shared with baseball's Oakland A's. Sewage problems, rats, concrete crumbling. It was rated one of the worst stadiums in professional sports. Al Davis spent his entire life trying to get a new stadium. He moved the team to LA from 1982 to 1994, hoping for a better deal. Didn't work, moved back to Oakland. Still no stadium. He died in 2011, never saw his dream realized. Enter his son, Mark Davis, known for his unique bowl haircut, drives a 1997 Dodge Caravan, runs the Raiders from a booth at P.F. Chang's. Mark tried everything to get Oakland to build a new stadium. 2013, proposed a $1.2 billion stadium. Oakland said no. 2016, asked for $400 million in public funding. Oakland offered $90 million. But here's where it gets ugly. The Oakland A's also wanted a new stadium. But in 2014, they signed a 10-year lease extension at the Coliseum. That lease made it impossible for the Raiders to renovate or rebuild on the same site. Mark Davis later said, "They squatted on a lease for 10 years and made it impossible for us to build on that stadium." 2015, Davis tried to move back to LA, partnered with the San Diego Chargers to build a stadium in Carson, California. But the NFL picked Stan Kroenke and the Rams instead. The Chargers got the option to join the Rams in LA. Davis was left with nothing. No Oakland, no LA, no stadium. So he looked to the one city that wanted him. Mistake number 2, Las Vegas, April 2016. Mark Davis walks into a meeting with one of the richest men in the world, Sheldon Adelson, casino mogul, owner of the Venetian and Palazzo, net worth $30 billion. Adelson doesn't care about football. He's attended maybe 3 NFL games in his life, but he loves Las Vegas, and he sees an opportunity. Adelson offers to put up $650 million for a new stadium. Mark Davis contributes $500 million from the Raiders. They just need one more thing: taxpayer money. October 2016. Governor Brian Sandoval calls a special session of the Nevada legislature. The proposal: increase hotel room taxes across Las Vegas to generate $750 million in public funding. It's controversial. Teachers say the money should go to schools. Critics say billionaires should pay for their own stadiums, but it passes. The deal is done. Total cost: $1.9 billion. Mistake number 3, asking taxpayers to foot the bill. March 27, 2017. Phoenix, Arizona. NFL owners vote on whether to approve the Raiders' move to Las Vegas. The vote: 31-1. Only Miami votes no. The Raiders are moving to Las Vegas. In Oakland, fans are devastated. Some burn their jerseys. Some cry. After 60 years, the Raiders are gone. November 13, 2017. Groundbreaking ceremony. 58 lights illuminate the Las Vegas sky, one for each victim of the October 1st mass shooting that had happened just weeks earlier. Mark Davis and Sheldon Adelson stand together, partners, visionaries, about to build the second most expensive stadium in the world. 6 months later, Adelson walks away. The NFL doesn't want a casino owner having that much control over a team. They pressure Davis to cut Adelson out. Mistake number 4, losing your billionaire partner. Davis panics. He needs $650 million. Fast. Bank of America steps in with a loan. The deal is saved. But Adelson? He's furious. He reportedly calls NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell an idiot. His vision, his $650 million, gone. But construction continues. And what happens over the next 31 months? It's nothing short of remarkable. 993 days. That's how long it took to build Allegiant Stadium. From a 62-acre dirt lot to this. The numbers are insane. 895,000 cubic yards of dirt removed, 28,000 tons of structural steel, 12 miles of concrete drilled shafts, 19 construction cranes working simultaneously, over 12,000 workers, 6 million labor hours, 130 superintendents managing up to 2,300 workers per day. Nearly all the structural steel made in America, melted and poured at the Nucor plant in Blytheville, Arkansas, fabricated by Merrill Steel across 30 shops from Louisiana to Washington State. The field itself sits on a 9,500-ton retractable tray. It rolls in and out on 540 electrically powered wheels so the natural grass can get sunlight outside. The roof? A 7-acre translucent ETFE dome, suspended by 100 stainless steel cables. The same material used on US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. But in December 2017, something happened that some say was mistake number 5. A construction worker buried a Kansas City Chiefs flag near the 50-yard line. The Chiefs, the Raiders' biggest rival, and since Allegiant Stadium opened, the Chiefs are 9-1 against the Raiders, including playoff wins. Mahomes owns this place. Mistake or just bad luck? Do stadium curses exist? Drop your take in the comments. March 2020. The stadium is 75% complete. Then, the world shuts down. COVID-19. Construction sites across America close, but in Las Vegas, they keep building. Several construction workers contract COVID, but they push through. The deadline, July 31st, 2020. 993 days after breaking ground, Allegiant Stadium is complete. Mark Davis takes his regular midnight walks through the stadium. He stands on the 50-yard line, looks up at the dome. His father's dream, finally realized. September 21st, 2020. The first game, Monday Night Football, Raiders versus New Orleans Saints. But there's a problem. 0 fans. Nevada won't allow spectators due to COVID. Mark Davis refuses to attend. He says, if everyone can't be there, I won't be there either. The Raiders win 34-24, but it feels hollow. A $2 billion stadium, and nobody's there to see it. The entire 2020 season, empty. The Raiders go 8-8, miss the playoffs. Mistake number 6, opening during a pandemic. 2021, fans are finally allowed. And that's when the real problems start. Las Vegas is a tourist destination. Fans from visiting teams fly in, make a weekend out of it. Game on Sunday, clubs on Saturday. 2024 season numbers. Average attendance 54,843. Sounds good, right? 68% of them are rooting for the other team. The Steelers game? 76% visiting fans, waving terrible towels in the Raiders' home stadium. Chiefs games? Might as well be Arrowhead Stadium. Broncos? Feels like Denver. Chargers? They probably have more fans here than in LA. Since Allegiant Stadium opened in 2020, the Raiders are 20 wins, 29 losses at home, a .408 win percentage, the worst home record in the entire NFL. Mistake number 7, building in a tourist city? But here's the thing. Las Vegas can support a team. The Vegas Golden Knights, second highest attendance in the NHL, 103.5% capacity. Their arena is packed with home team fans. Same city, different sport, different result. Even new head coach Pete Carroll had to admit the problem. January 2025, we do want to fill our stadium up with our guys. 2018. FIFA announces the 2026 World Cup will be hosted across North America, United States, Canada, Mexico. 16 cities in the United States get selected. Las Vegas? Not on the list. You just spent $2 billion on a state-of-the-art stadium, and FIFA said no. Here's why. The field sits on a retractable tray. It rolls in and out. Pretty cool, right? Except there's only 6 feet from the stands to the corner of the pitch on one end. FIFA requires more space, a lot more space. To fix it would require tearing out sections, rebuilding, spending millions more. So, Las Vegas just withdrew. Do you know how much money a World Cup game generates? Hundreds of thousands of international tourists, hotel rooms, restaurants, global exposure, gone. Because somebody miscalculated the field dimensions. That's not just a mistake, that's a billion-dollar mistake. But wait, didn't Allegiant host the Super Bowl in 2024? They did. February 11th, 2024. Chiefs beat the 49ers in overtime. Taylor Swift was there. It was massive. 61,629 fans, the smallest Super Bowl attendance in modern history. Glendale, Arizona in 2023, 68,000. Inglewood, California in 2022, 70,000. Mistake number 9, building a smaller stadium. But here's the really embarrassing part. September 1st, 2024, USC versus LSU, college football. Vegas Kickoff Classic, 63,969 fans. A college football game had higher attendance than the Super Bowl, the biggest game in American sports, outdone by college kids. So far, this sounds like one mistake after another. Worst home record, FIFA rejection, smallest Super Bowl. Declining room tax revenue. Clark County still owes $1.178 billion on this stadium. Room tax revenue is down 12.5% compared to last year. Remember, every tourist who stays in a Las Vegas hotel pays an extra tax. That's supposed to pay off the stadium. But if tourism drops, if hotel bookings decline, taxpayers are on the hook. So, was building Allegiant Stadium a huge mistake? December 2024. Billboard magazine releases their annual rankings. Allegiant Stadium, #1 grossing venue in the United States, #2 in the entire world. 657,000 fans across 15 major touring events. The Rolling Stones, Beyoncé, Morgan Wallen twice, Billy Joel and Sting, Pink, Imagine Dragons. September 13th, 2025. Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford, boxing. 70,482 fans. The highest attendance ever at Allegiant Stadium. More than the Super Bowl, more than the college game. A boxing match. $47.2 million in ticket sales in one night. That's more revenue than some Raiders home games generate in an entire season. April 2025, WrestleMania 41. 2 nights. Over 130,000 total fans. 2026 lineup already booked. Luke Combs, AC/DC, Guns N' Roses, Morgan Wallen, again, Ed Sheeran, WrestleMania 42. So here's the twist. Maybe it wasn't a mistake. Maybe they just built it for the wrong reason. Concerts, sold out, boxing, record-breaking, wrestling, 2 WrestleManias in a row, rugby sevens, success, international soccer friendlies, packed, Raiders football, a disaster. Mark Davis spent 5 years fighting for this stadium, his father's entire life dreaming of it, $2 billion to build it, and his team can't win there. So, was it a mistake? Or just not what anyone expected? Let's be honest about what Allegiant Stadium really is. 6,000 permanent jobs created, thousands of construction jobs, $1.5 billion in economic activity projected over 30 years. Las Vegas now has 3 major professional sports teams. The Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup, the Aces won 2 WNBA championships. Only the Raiders are struggling. The city hosted a Super Bowl, international boxing matches, global concerts, World Rugby, major college football. Las Vegas is no longer just casinos and clubs. It's a sports city now. But here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. The stadium works because it isn't just for the Raiders. If Allegiant Stadium only hosted Raiders games, 8 home games a year, maybe a playoff game, it would be a catastrophic financial failure. No way it generates enough revenue to justify $2 billion. But with 40 to 50 major events per year, concerts, boxing, wrestling, special events, it's one of the most successful entertainment venues in the world. And that's the new reality for NFL stadiums. Look at SoFi Stadium in LA, AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. They're not football stadiums that sometimes host concerts. They're entertainment venues that sometimes host football. So, here's Mark Davis's reality. He got his stadium, but it's so successful at everything else. The Raiders feel like an afterthought. And when 68% of fans are rooting against your team in your stadium, maybe the mistake wasn't building the stadium. Maybe the mistake was thinking a football team could survive in a city built for tourists. So, was Allegiant Stadium a huge mistake? It depends on who you ask. For Las Vegas, not a mistake. It's an economic engine, global credibility, world-class events. The city got what it wanted. For tourists, definitely not a mistake. They get to see the biggest acts in the world in an incredible venue. For the entertainment industry, Billboard's #1 venue in America. Success. For Mark Davis and Raiders fans, absolutely a mistake. They waited decades for this, fought Oakland, fought the NFL, convinced Las Vegas to invest $750 million in taxpayer money. And they can't win there. Worst home record in the NFL? For FIFA, a mistaken design. 6 feet, that's all it would have taken to host the World Cup. 6 more feet of space. For taxpayers, that's the billion-dollar question. Clark County owes $1.178 billion. Room tax revenue is declining. If tourism drops, that mistake becomes everyone's problem. Here's what we know. Allegiant Stadium is a $2 billion bet on Las Vegas staying exactly as it is, a tourist destination, an entertainment capital, a place where visiting fans outnumber home fans. It's a bet that sports and entertainment can coexist, that the Raiders will eventually figure it out, that tourists will keep coming. that room taxes will keep flowing. 5 years in, the stadium works, the business model works, the entertainment works. The football? That doesn't work. So, was it a mistake? Maybe the real mistake was believing Las Vegas could be a football town. Have you been to Allegiant Stadium? Was it worth the $2 billion? Share your experience in the comments. Do you think the Raiders made a huge mistake moving to Las Vegas? Should they have stayed in Oakland? Held out for LA? Was building a smaller stadium the biggest design mistake? And the ultimate question, can this ever work for the Raiders? If you enjoy this content and want to see more about billion-dollar gambles and whether they pay off, subscribe and hit the notification bell. We've got more stadium stories coming, the Houston Astrodome, and the venues that time forgot. I'll see you on the next one.